Hi, this is Randy. All single men over 45 are either incels or players. You should know what an incel is by now. It's a man who's involuntarily celibate. They're usually the ones that are super short, extremely ugly, something between a 1 and a 5, or somebody who has autism or some serious disability, a mental illness. They don't even have to really be one of those to be an incel. All it simply means is some guy who can't find a woman to have sex with them. And after 45, that's quite a few of them. So, do you want a man like that? Do you want a man who is celibate because he can't get a woman to have sex with him? Doesn't that kind of imply that that's really all he wants, is to have sex? If his whole identity is about being celibate against his will, and he claims it, even if he doesn't claim it, he's desperate. And you can see these men, there's a ton of them. They're desperate. They're desperate for sex. They'll do anything. They'll even pretend that they want to be your friend. They'll pretend that they care about you, that they're interested in you for some other reason, that they're not interested in sex. They'll put you on a pedestal. They'll bug you. They'll keep trying. They'll do anything so that they can have sex. Is that the kind of man that you want? Well, it's not the kind I want, for sure. The other kind of men that are single and over 45 are players. So they're not necessarily the opposite of incels. Well, first of all, they're not celibate. They're able to have sex with women pretty much regularly, especially since there's so many women nowadays that like to engage in casual sex. So these men can be players pretty easily. They don't even have to really be that good looking. They don't have to have any money to speak of. They just have to have some kind of decent looks and be willing to stick it in. Anyone else who's willing to do that. They don't need to know the person. They don't need to get to know them. And they can just add it to another notch to their belt. They're perfectly content with juggling a number of plates. No matter how low quality the plates are, doesn't matter, because just by the fact that the women allow them to have sex, ranks you up. It doesn't matter if you're a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7. If you're willing to have sex with the player, you shoot up to a 8, 9, or 10 right there. You're high quality in their book, because that's all they want as well. Like the incels, what does a player identify? It talks about somebody, a man usually, who's willing to have casual sex with multiple people. So again, just by the name, those men are just interested in living their life that way as long as they can get sex pretty much when they like it, they don't have a problem with it. They don't need to make a commitment to one person because they want variety, and they surely don't want to make a commitment and then, lose some of the little money that they do have. They think they'll lose it anyway, not that they would lose it. I mean, in most states you have to be married for over 10 years to have to end up splitting half of your assets anyways. So anyway, who's left? There's the incels and there's the players. So who's left? There's the guys that can't get any sex and the guys that can get sex and that do. Well, my hypothesis is there is no one else left. That's pretty much it. You're either in the category of you can't get it, or you can get it and you are getting it from multiple people. As a woman, do you want a guy like that? I don't. Do I think I'm gonna find a player and then convert him to wanting to be monogamous? That my personality is just so great that he's gonna want to abandon being a player and just settle down with one person for actual committed relationship that includes many other things other than sex. I mean, why would he want to do that when he defines himself as a player, as a Chad, as somebody who can get sex whenever he wants? Why would he want to change over to just one woman and then actually have to do work on the relationship, work on communication? They wouldn't want to do that. That's too difficult. They wouldn't want to put forth effort. It's much easier just to find someone who will easily have casual sex with you with no strings attached. So I have really yet to find many. There are maybe a couple. I don't know. Maybe I did find one, but I didn't end up liking him. There may be a very few, just a sprinkle of men who are really looking for a committed relationship with one woman, looking to meet somebody and not interested in being a player, but then again, not somebody who's desperate and just so low on the sexual market scale that, all they can think about is if they're ever going to be able to have sex with anyone. And then, of course, if you were to get one like that, they would end up becoming a stalker. Because if you unknowingly had sex with an incel, I mean, they would never be able to ever leave you alone. I mean, one success for them and, they would be on you like white on rice forever, looking like a little dog ready to get it again, or hoping to. So, yeah, I'm not going WGTOW, but I have a WGTOW philosophy, and I have lost a ton of hope over the past 6 years. I'm going to keep maybe like 5% hope open that that I'm wrong, that what I just said is actually not the case, and I really hope I am wrong, but I fear that I'm not. And from all the stories I hear, I'm exactly right. Now, what would be great is to be able to kind of meet somebody like, one of your friends' husbands. Those kind of men, those men that you get along with well, they're respectful, they're not incel, they're not a player. Why? They're married, and they're married to your friends, and they're cool guys. Are there any of these guys that are single? Well, I keep holding out a little bit of hope for that. And as always, I will keep you updated if I ever find it. Now, don't get the wrong idea. I'm not out seeking anybody. I make myself available as someone who is there, and if a man is interested in me, I will entertain the thought. I will consider him as a candidate, but I don't go out seeking, looking for men, and I don't go out on the dating sites scanning for men and messaging men. I don't need to. I get at least 20 messages a day from different men, and that's been ongoing for years, and I don't suspect it'll stop. But I'm not going with an incel or a player, that's for sure. Thanks for listening, guys, and happy Valentine's Day.